Why do you, but you're saying why you don't believe it's a red flag? If someone did that to you, you said you would consider it a red flag. So why are you lying about it not being a red flag?
There's a difference between a person and God. If a person
so you just special reading for the fact that he's God?
No.
Yeah, you are. You're saying that if a human being did that, that would be a red flag. But you're saying also that because God did it, it's not a red flag.
If a human being does that, I do know that he did it because of the intentions of sinning against me. But if God did it, I would
would it be a red flag? If a human did it to you, would that be a red flag? For you to avoid that human, to stay away from that human, would that be a red flag?
Yes.
Okay. But you're saying that's not a red flag for God, right? That doesn't make you want to avoid God, stay away from God. So that's why Mama Bass said it's special pleading.
Special pleading. Okay.
So it sounds to me like even if you see that the God does something that's not good, you're still going to keep in a relationship with him. So you're like the abused spouse who just keeps saying, but he loves me, but he loves me, but he loves me, even as he's beating your head between the washer and the dryer.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point does it become abuse and not love?
Kinds of abuse. God does all these things to us in order us to teach us. It's more of a teacher to us.
Let me ask you a question. You've gone to school, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has your teacher ever been violent towards you?
Not really.
Okay. Has your teacher ever, I don't know, thrown you overboard a boat?
Nope.
And let you float?
Nope.
Has your teacher ever unalived your kids?
Nope.
Okay, so how is that abuse? I ain't never seen you teach like that. No, what kind of teacher y'all got? Why is your teacher so abusive? Your teacher can't teach. He has to use such horrible tactics to teach you a lesson.
Nope.
Okay. So that's a red flag. That's not a very good teacher.
Like I said, if you keep calling God a red flag, I cannot do anything about it.
Oh, you can't do shit about it anyway.
Sir, you're not up here to do anything about it. Is that why you think you came up here? You're not up here to do anything about it.
Yes, I did came
No,
here.
listen. No, it says request up to discuss. It doesn't say request up to change our minds or do anything about it. You can't do anything about it.
Yes.
You keep saying that. I don't know why you keep saying that. You done with the discussion? Yeah, you done? That's all you had to say? You ready to move on?
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Good morning.
Good morning, Kalu. Jay? Jay, are you here on purpose?
Yes, I'm here on purpose.
Okay, are you over 21?
Yes, I'm over 21.
And you're a Christian?
Yes, ma'am, I'm a Christian.
Yeah, are there things in the Bible that the God does that you would consider a red flag today?
I would say no. I don't see any red flag in the Bible. Yeah. I don't see any.
Have you read the Bible?
Many times.
And when you read it, and you saw that the God took a bet with Satan, and had Job's kids unalive, his servants unalive, and took all his stuff, you didn't think that that was a red flag? Good morning, Melanated.
No, I don't think it's a red flag. I do not think it's a red flag. I think it's hard to explain God with a human conception because God is not. It's not.
Listen, that's the only conception. Listen, Jay, that's the only conception you have. So can you please try to explain it to us why you don't think it's a red flag? Don't do
Right,
that.
because remember, we are humans. And this is God's,
yeah.
hang on a second, Jay. This is God's interaction with humans. So we can only conceive what we can conceive as humans. Are you saying that a God who takes out a bet with the devil, that's not a red flag for him to have your family destroyed on a bet?
I would say the reason I say it's not a red flag because it's the same God of love who hanged his only begotten son on the cross. Now, during that time, how was that love?
Is that love?
Exactly, that's not love either. That's another red flag.
No, it
You're
is
just
love.
calling up all kinds of red flags.
No. What I was saying.
It's like saying, oh yeah, I love my child so much, I'm gonna put them up for a sacrifice so the world can be better, and then shit don't happen better in the world. That's crazy work.
But this is the thing. The reason I say it's not love. Jay, do you think God can do anything?
Say that again?
Do you think that God can do anything?
Absolutely. Anything.
He can do anything he wants, right?
Anything you want.
And when he made this world, he could have made it any way he wanted, correct?
Exactly. Any way you want.
Okay, so he made the world so that he would have to sacrifice his only son. He could have made it any other way. He could have made it so. No. He could have made it so that did not have to happen, correct?
Yes.
Okay, but he made it so that he would have to sacrifice his only son, and he knew that.
Yeah.
That is not love, because your God could have made it any other way, but he didn't. He made it so that his son would have to be sacrificed and whipped and beat. That's not love.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah, go ahead. When she goes on
Okay.
mute, it's your turn.
Okay, so on that same context, if I put like a weapon, like okay, let's say if I am forcing my wife to love me out of fear and pressure and stress, instead of let her with her free will, if she wants to love me, she would love me. If she doesn't want to love me, she doesn't love me.
But you are
Which
not
of the
God.
two?
You are not God, and this is not analogous, so I'm not going to take part in it. You are not God. You did not create your wife, right? You are not omnipotent. You are not omniscient. Can we please talk about the God? Do not give me any human examples because humans are not omnipotent. They are not omniscient. They don't know everything. Like you just admitted. Jay, wait a minute. Like you just admitted that your God does. You don't know everything. So don't talk to me about that. I am specifically talking about you say that God was loving because he allowed his son to be sacrificed. I'm specifically talking about that. He did not have to make the world so that his son needed to be sacrificed. There are a myriad of ways for him to save his people without sacrificing his son.
Okay, you cut me off. I didn't even finish my point. So what I was gonna say.
No, because I didn't hear your point about a human. A human, are you saying that you are equal to God?
I'm not saying I'm equal to God. You didn't
Okay, so
finish
then,
my point.
so no, because your point is not analogous. You didn't create your wife, right? Your point is not analogous. It's not analogous to God creating this plan however he wanted to, and this is what he chose. He chose for his father, he chose for his son to die. That's not analogous.
I was going to elaborate on what is free will. Like
But
the
sir, I'm not talking
ability.
I
about
am
free
equal
will
to
because I'm
God.
talking about the God. We are talking about the God, not people.
She's not listening. I am equal to God.
Fact that our understanding is all we have access to. And if you're going to excuse behavior that we know would be harmful to humans when a God does it, that is a double standard and that's a red flag. Even the idea of
All right, I don't know if you're able.
if a human did that in any sort of leadership capacity, you would be like, absolutely not. That is not a safe place for anybody to be. To demand absolute obedience, unquestioning loyalty. That is a red flag, except for when this God does it. So I don't know if the flags aren't red when you look at them, or your faith has made you colorblind, because these things are very clear to those of us who are assessing this God's actions through whether or not they're harmful or helpful to humans.
In other words, put down themselves. They don't want to see themselves as God.
But what I was saying is, that's why before I get to Job, I was trying to explain the sacrifice
Some of them
on
got
the
the arm
Calvary.
up and stuff like
God
this. And
in
they'll
the Bible
claim that
said
they're God.
he loved Jesus. He says,
But how
he
can
is
you
my
claim that
begotten
you're God
son
if you
in
don't
whom
want
I'm
to
well
say that
pleased.
God
Now,
exists?
you love
Or that
somebody
God
and you
is
let that
evil?
person die
To
on
say
the
God
cross.
is
But
evil
what
is to say
happened
that
after
you're
that?
evil.
He resurrected them.
Nothing happened. Y'all still sin. The world is
What?
still in turmoil.
And I
Nothing
think a lot of
happened.
people don't
He
understand what
resurrected
the
Jesus.
word
That's the
God
first thing
And
that
means.
what?
happened.
I
Nothing
think they
happened.
don't
The
look it
world
up
is still in
and
shambles.
define it.
Y'all
The
still
word God
sin. What
just
was the
means
point?
supreme.
Okay, so it's not going to.
It means supreme. It means to be a supreme being. And all are not God because all are not supreme beings. Man is suggesting, well, you're not God. Yes, he is God. But he's a God living in his lower state instead of his higher. He's a God living according to the world instead of according to the God that he is. He's a God that's been fooled and deceived by the world to think that he is not a God. So therefore, he do not strive to be a God. But if you were told as a child that you were a God and taught all your life that you are a God, a supreme being, then you as a child will always be striving to be that you was taught to be. Think about that. Think about that. Sometimes we don't know what we teach one another. But I just want you to listen to the foolish thing. Pull it back up.
I don't
Yes,
want my
but
kids to get unalived and you can't even bring them back. I don't want to have 10 new damn kids like hunching forever to make new kids. Them servants didn't do shit. Them servants didn't deserve to go either. Have you read the story?
No matter no matter what, no matter how the world is corrupted, God believed that there was people on this earth, on this corrupted
sir,
earth,
we
that
are not
can.
talking about the people. We are talking about the God, right? You said it
What.
was you said it was a test for whom?
Can you
For
just give me just 1 minute, 60 seconds, and I'm gonna mute after that to listen to you
If
guys.
you start talking about the people again.
it was a test for the people. A test for them to test themselves. to see whether they're living in righteous standards as true gods or evil standards as false gods, devils, demons, demonic spirits.
I've been studying. So the
Wait a
love,
minute. Can
for
I ask you a
example,
question? Can I ask you a question?
go ahead, go ahead.
Let's say you met me, right? Let's say I started working where you work and you met me, right? And
Yes.
then one day I kidnap your kid, right? I kidnap your kid, I kidnap your wife, right? Uh
Yes.
I stole your car, right? I I stole your credit cards out of your wallet. Would that be a red flag? Would that be a red flag to you to be like that?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
All right. So God stole Job's kids.
Okay.
God stole Job's wallet when he took his livestock because back then livestock was money. Right? The more you had, the more rich you were.
See, this is what I don't understand. They want to say that God took these things from Job, but God did not take anything from Job. What God did was allow Job to be tested. So he gave Satan, that adversary, the right to go and test him. He said, you can test him any way you want. Since you don't believe that he's faithful to me, but don't touch him. Don't touch a hair on his head. So this evil one knew that if he couldn't touch Job, it wouldn't work. He said, look, man, you still got a hedge around him if can't nobody touch him. He said, okay, but you can't kill him. You can't kill him. So Job right away went and put boils on. Not God. The devil right away went and put boils on Job. Forgive me if I said Job right away. But the evil one, the adversary, that one that came against Job, the one that went against righteousness, came and put a sickness on him, boils. So that just goes to show you that man can put sickness on you if he's allowed by God to test you. Because most of the time when you get sick, you call out to God, and if he don't heal you right away, you want to give up on God. So it was a test. But Job didn't flunk the test. He went off and separated himself from the people and sat there scraping the boils and stuff, busting them. While all the people came around talking about, where's your God? Why you ain't called him? You must have did something wrong for God to let this happen to you. They was all judging him. Nobody questioning who was doing this. They was doing the same thing that the people do today, putting it off on God. So the adversary had the people, but he couldn't get him. Couldn't get him. So what did he do? He went and started unaliving his children. The very thing that he knew that man loved, that adversary, just like the adversary do today in the world, began to take the lives of his loved ones. The adversary took his 3 daughters and his 7 sons. But why was the adversary allowed to do that to his children, but wasn't allowed to touch him? No one ever questioned that. He was only allowed to do that to the children because the children were living like the world. They were partying 7 days a week. And not only were they partying, they were bringing their sisters in to the parties with them and teaching their sisters the evils of the world. Oh, but no one talks about that. No one sees that. No one pays attention to that. So it wasn't that God had done nothing, or God was not doing nothing. They was doing this to themselves because they went from under God's protection by living opposite of the way of God. They were not under God's protection living like the world. Even though they were in the world, they were not supposed to take upon themselves the ways of the world. Go back and read it again. You'll see that them sons and daughters was partying 7 days a week. There were 7 sons, and each son threw a benefit one day a week, which would be 7 days. 7 days. And the daughter's right there, getting drunk, partying with them, having loose sex and stuff. Job would pray for them every day and every night. Meditate in hope that they would change. Prayer means to make a request. That means that Job would make a request to them every day and every night, requesting that they would turn from their wicked ways. Prayer. That's what the Bible says. Pray ye one for another. In other words, make a request one to another, that you would turn from your evil ways and turn to that is right. So they had stepped from under the covenant of the Most High, because the covenant of the Most High said that I will love you if you obey me. The covenant of the Most High said, oh, I love you. Let's agree to that. You're my child, I love you. Let's agree to that. But I will not bless you. I will not support you. I will not stand behind you if you walk opposite of my law, my ways, my directions, my path, my salvation. To walk opposite of his salvation is to walk opposite of the word that he has given you. Because your salvation is in his word, which teaches you and gives you knowledge about him, them, they. Because they're one. The mother, the father, and the son are one. The Father gave you the mother. He gave you the greatest blessing of all. He gave you the mother of life to instruct you and to lead you and to guide you in all that was right. He told you as his son that you were to honor and exalt her, put her first. Exalt her means to put her up above all things. He said, and if you do that, you'll live. He said, if you do that, you'll prosper. Why? Because the mother was the splitting image of the Creator. She was the giver of all life, like the Creator. And the Father knew this because the Father came from her. She created the Father. She made the Father into her image and her likeness. That's why I said in the beginning was the Word, the mother. And she was with God, the one that she had created to be a helpmate to her. She was with him. But not only was she with him, she was God as he was. Because she was the God who created all life, including his spirit. You are all sons of the Most High. That Most High is the mother, that feminine, righteous, virtuous spirit. It's not the body. It's not that woman that's beautiful in the body. It's not that woman that's beautiful in the face. It's not that woman that's beautiful in the physical. It's that woman that is holy and pure. It's that woman that is virtuous, righteous. Oh, y'all don't hear me though. And the reason you don't hear me is because you think like the world. And you can't let go of the worldly thoughts that you have been given the majority of your life. But this is a new life that you're in now. You're no longer in that old life. You have a new life. At once, you had no knowledge of self. You were servants to those who, by right, are really no gods. But now that you have come to have knowledge of self, or more truly, self has knowledge of you. Now, I want to put that another way so you will not be confused by what I'm saying. Now that you have come to have knowledge of righteousness, of truth, or more truly, righteousness has knowledge of you. How is it that you would go back again to the poor and feeble first things, the things that you learned from the world, designed to be servants to them again, that the Spirit is trying to take you away from? I'm going to tell you why you're going back. You that have left that world but now went back to that world, because you keep days and months and you fix times and years. That's not of God. That's of man. And I am in fear of you. That the word of God may have been working for you to no purpose. My desire for you, brothers, is that you may be as I am, because I am as you are. Do you not understand? I am as you are. And I will always be as you are. You are me, and I am you. My desire for you is that you may be as I am, because I am as you are, and you have done me no wrong. You've only done yourself wrong. And those like you, your family, those who are a part of you, your people, your nation, your blood. See, you have knowledge that with a feeble body, that with this feeble body, I come to you preaching this good news to you. But you got to remember that the very first time I ever came to you, I told you that you was God. And you did not have a poor opinion of me because of the troubles in my flesh that I was going through. You did not put shame on it, but you took me to your hearts as an angel of God, a messenger of God, even as the anointed one. So where then is that happy condition of yours? I mean, because I gave you witness that if possible, you would have probably taken out your own eyes and given them to me. I gave you witness of the true God that's in you. I gave you witness of the God that you fight against, of that evil one that you're fighting against, which is those that are of the world. I didn't give you no demon, no God, no devil that was outside of yourself. In order to defeat the devil, you have to first defeat the devil that's in you, so you can see how to defeat the devil outside of you. You can't tell me about my wrongs until you have conquered your own.